Hi, class. I'm going to teach you about the theory of evolution. Theodosius Dobzhansky said, "Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution." According to education.nationalgeographic.org, this idea of evolution can be dated back to 500 BCE, where Anaximander of Miletus noted, since babies are helpless, we must have evolved from something. He hypothesized humans evolved from fish. Although, since he didn't test his assumption, it was just an idea and not a theory. Aramis Darwin, among other philosophers, added different perspectives of evolution, but it wasn't until Aramis's grandson, Charles Darwin, that the theory of evolution became an actual theory. He noted that evolution happens by a process of natural selection. Biologos.org points out that tetrapods all have similar body structures with only slight variations. This can be seen in vestigial traits or traits that no longer seem to function. Around 49 million years ago, whales looked a lot like land-dwelling animals and over time evolved to be in water. This is what they assume evolution looks like. So whales started out looking kind of like lions or cheetahs, and then slowly evolved to become more acclimated to living in water until we see what whales look like today. Um, so every organism shares the same genetic code, and these patterns can be traced to see how we evolved. Humans cannot produce vitamin C. So when we were traveling, doing big expeditions on boats, we died a lot due to scurvy. But the animals that we had on board lived because they naturally produce vitamin C. These are things that we have been able to discover through evolution. According to khanacademy.org, evolution can be broken down into two categories: microevolution, or small changes that affect one to a few genes at most, to microevolution, or the big changes that occur over time. Darwin thought of evolution as descent with modification. Physical features shared to evolutionary history are said to be homologous. For example, forelimbs of whales, humans, dogs, and birds, although look different on the outside, are all very similar in bone structure, which we can see here. This one is what a human arm looks like. This is what a dog's arm looks like. Here is a bird, and here is a whale. As you can see, they're all very similar in structure. Um, since the homologous structures can only some of homologous structures can only be seen in embryo, like how humans initially have a tail and gills before forming limbs and lungs. This will further prove that an examiner of Miletus theory that humans evolved from fish. Um, some features are analogous or evolved independently in different organisms because of their environment. Species that evolve simultaneously with other species due to their environment is called convergent evolution. For example, an Arctic fox and a bird called a ptarmigan both go from a dark coat to a snowy white one in the winter to help protect them and for mating reasons. Here is what Darwin felt like humans evolved from. So, this is what you typically see in schools. We started out as primates and slowly went into caveman and then eventually warriors to where we are today. Thank you guys so much for sitting with me and learning about the theory of evolution.